Hello and welcome, my dear listeners, to the very first episode of our brand new podcast series, Learn English Perfectly, Day 1 through Podcast. I'm your host, Emma, and today we are about to start something amazing, something powerful, something that can change the way you think, the way you speak, and the way you live. Learning English can open thousands of doors, and we're going to help you open every single one of them, one conversation at a time. And joining me on this exciting journey is our guest and dear friend, Alex. He's not just a guest today, he's your learning partner, your support, your mirror. He represents all of you who are listening, so let's welcome him.
Hi, Emma, and hello to everyone who's listening. I'm so excited to be part of this podcast. English has always been a challenge for me. I'm a little nervous too, but I'm ready to learn.
That's wonderful, Alex, and that's exactly why we're doing this. This podcast is made for people just like you, people who can understand English a little, but want to speak confidently, fluently, and naturally. So let's start with a simple question, Alex. Why do you want to learn English?
That's a good question. I think I want to learn English because, well, it's everywhere. Everywhere I go, the internet, movies, interviews, jobs, everything is in English. Sometimes I feel lost. I know a few words, but when someone speaks fast, I don't understand, and I feel shy. I don't speak. I just stay quiet.
That's very honest, Alex, and I know so many people feel the same. Let me tell you a secret, my friends who are listening. Even native speakers feel nervous sometimes. But the power of English is huge. It's not just a language, it's a bridge. It connects people, ideas, emotions, and opportunities.
Exactly. I feel like if I could just learn how to speak well, I could do more in life. Talk to people around the world, get a better job, maybe even travel.
Beautiful reasons, Alex, and all very real. English gives you freedom, the freedom to express yourself, to explore, to connect. And you know what? That's what this podcast is about, giving you that freedom. So Alex, have you ever learned something just by listening?
I think yes. I listen to stories sometimes, like audiobooks, and I remember the story. It helps me imagine, but I never thought of using that for English.
That's a great example. You see, our brain is built to learn through listening, especially language. When we were babies, how did we learn our first language? We didn't read books, we didn't study grammar, we listened. We heard our parents say things like, eat, come here, good boy, don't cry. And slowly our brain started to understand. That's what this podcast will do for you. We'll talk, we'll explain, we'll repeat. And your brain, slowly and naturally, will start understanding and speaking.
Wow, that makes sense. So this is like baby-level training for English?
Exactly, but fun and mature, of course. We'll talk like adults, but we'll learn like babies, with love, patience, repetition, and curiosity. Okay, Alex, let's do a simple practice. I'll say a sentence, you repeat after me. Don't worry if it's not perfect. Just try. Ready?
Ready.
Sentence 1. I am learning English.
I am learning English.
Good. Sentence 2. I can do this.
I can do this.
Great. Now, sentence 3. This podcast will help me.
This podcast will help me.
Perfect, Alex. Now, one more time. Repeat all 3 sentences without me.
Okay. I am learning English. I can do this. This podcast will help me.
Amazing. And listeners, you do it too. Wherever you are, in your kitchen, in your room, or walking, repeat with us. Say it loud. Use your voice. Make your mouth speak. Speaking is like exercise. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes. Now, let's talk about mistakes. Alex, what's one mistake you feel you make often when speaking English?
Oh, I make many, but I think I always forget grammar. I say things like, he go to market instead of he goes to the market.
Ah, yes, that's a very common mistake. But let me tell you something powerful. Don't worry too much about grammar at the beginning. Focus first on meaning and communication. Can people understand what you are trying to say? that's more important. Grammar will come, slowly, naturally, just like a baby learns.
So you're saying don't stop myself if I make a mistake?
Exactly. Never stop speaking just because you think it's not perfect. Mistakes are a sign that you're trying, and trying is winning. Let's give our listeners a simple daily routine, something they can follow every day, even for 30 minutes. Here's a simple 4-step method. 1. Listen, 10 minutes. Listen to this podcast or any simple English audio. 2. Repeat, 5 minutes. Pause and repeat sentences. Speak them out loud. 3. Write, 5 minutes. Write 3 to 5 new sentences you learned. 4. Think, 10 minutes. Sit quietly and think in English, even small things like, I will eat now. It is sunny today.
Wow, that's easy. And I can do that even if I have a busy day.
Exactly. Consistency is more important than intensity. Do a little every day and you will grow faster than you imagine. Let's introduce our listeners to power words, simple words you can use every day. Here are today's 5 power words. 1. Learn. 2. Speak. 3. Listen. 4. Practice. 5. Understand.
Alex, let's make 5 sentences together using these.
Okay. 1. I want to learn English. 2. I can speak slowly. 3. I will listen to this podcast. 4. I must practice every day. 5. I try to understand new words.
Brilliant! Now, listeners, repeat after Alex. Then make your own 5 sentences using the same words.
Alex, if someone is feeling nervous, what would you say to them?
I would say, you are not alone. I feel nervous too, but we are trying, and trying is enough.
That's beautiful, Alex, and it's true. To everyone listening, you are doing something powerful. You're learning, you're growing, you're showing courage. Let me say this to you. You don't have to be perfect, you just have to keep going.
Emma, before we end today's episode, I have 3 questions for our listeners. Think about them. Maybe even write your answers. 1. Why do you want to learn English? 2. What is your biggest fear when speaking English? 3. What is one small step you can take today?
That's nice. I think I will write them in my notebook.
Perfect. And that's how we start. 1 question, 1 answer, 1 word at a time.
Let me say that slowly start thinking in English. Alex, what comes to your mind when you hear that?
When I hear think in English, I feel confused because I don't do that. When I want to say something, I first think in my native language, then I try to translate it into English, and then I speak. And sometimes it takes so long, or I get stuck.
Exactly. That's very common. Most people translate every sentence in their head before they speak. But guess what? That makes speaking very slow and stressful. Let's say someone asks you, what did you eat for breakfast? Instead of just saying, I had rice and vegetables, you start thinking, okay, what is anasopu in English? What is the grammar? Is it eat or ate?
Yes, that's exactly what happens to me. And by the time I'm ready to speak, the conversation has moved on.
So true. And that's why we want to stop translating and start thinking directly in English. When you think in English, you speak faster, you make fewer mistakes, you feel more confident, you don't hesitate. It feels natural, effortless, free.
But Emma, is that really possible for someone like me who didn't grow up with English?
Yes, Alex, 100%. Thinking in English is not a gift. It's not talent. It's a habit, a skill, and anyone can learn it. Let me tell you a story. There was a boy in a small town. His school didn't teach English. His parents didn't speak English. But every day, he looked up the world and described it in English in his mind. When he saw a tree, he said in his mind, "This is a tree." When he felt hungry, he thought, "I am hungry now." And slowly, his brain became comfortable with English. That boy now speaks English fluently, and that boy could be you or any one of our listeners.
That's so inspiring. So we don't need a school, we don't need to be rich, we just need to use our mind.
Exactly. You carry your English classroom in your head. Let's make it practical. Here are 5 powerful, simple techniques to help you start thinking in English. Technique 1. Name everything you see. Whenever you see something, say its name in English, in your mind. You look at a chair, think chair. You see water, think water. You walk, think I am walking.
That's easy. And I can do that even while brushing my teeth or walking to the bus stop.
Exactly. Technique 2. Talk to yourself. Talk to yourself like a friend. For example, I need to go to the market. I am feeling tired. This weather is nice.
But won't I look crazy?
Maybe, but speak silently in your mind if you want, or whisper. The goal is to make your thoughts flow in English. Technique 3. Use the mirror. Stand in front of a mirror for 2 minutes every day and talk to yourself. Describe your day, your feelings, your goals. Technique 4. Ask and answer questions. Ask yourself questions and answer them. For example, what did I do today? I studied for 30 minutes. What will I eat for dinner? I will eat rice and dal. Technique 5. Use simple English always. Don't try to use difficult grammar or big vocabulary in your thoughts. Keep it simple. The goal is to be natural, not perfect. Okay, let's practice these together. Alex, imagine you're walking in a park. Look around and describe it in English. Speak like you're thinking.
Okay, I see trees, the sky is blue, birds are flying. I feel calm. The wind is soft. A child is running.
That's wonderful. Now imagine you're in your kitchen.
I am cooking rice. The water is boiling. I cut vegetables. I add salt.
Beautiful. You're doing it already, Alex. And listeners, try this too. Close your eyes, imagine a place, and describe it in English in your mind. Let's give our listeners 3 Thinking in English challenges today. Challenge 1. Describe your morning routine in English in your mind, from waking up to brushing your teeth to getting ready, all in English. Challenge 2. Think in English while eating. Describe the taste, the color, the feeling. Challenge 3. Before sleeping, think about your day in English, just 2 to 3 sentences. I studied, I went to college, I felt happy today.
These are nice. And we don't need books or phones, just our mind.
Exactly. That's the secret. English is not only in books, it lives in your thoughts. Many beginners make 3 mistakes when trying to think in English. 1. They think in their native language first. Try to stop translating. Start directly in English. 2. They use big grammar. Keep it short and simple. 3. They stop after 2 minutes. Keep going. Be patient. Your brain is learning.
That's true. I used to try hard grammar and get stuck.
It's not about being smart. It's about being consistent. Let's learn 5 power sentences you can use in your thoughts every day. 1. I am learning and growing. 2. I can speak better every day. 3. Mistakes are my teachers. 4. English is becoming my friend. 5. I am confident and calm.
These are so powerful. Can I repeat them now?
Of course.
I am learning and growing. I can speak better every day. Mistakes are my teachers. English is becoming my friend. I am confident and calm.
Beautifully done, Alex. These are not just sentences, they're affirmations. Repeat them every morning and night. They will change your mindset. Let's first understand something important. Memorizing vocabulary doesn't help you speak English fluently.
But why not? Isn't more vocabulary better?
Yes, vocabulary is important, but memorizing random words without connection or context means you forget them quickly, you don't know how to use them, you feel frustrated and confused. Let me ask you this. Have you ever memorized a word but forgotten it after one day?
So many times. I make a list, memorize it, and then gone, disappeared.
Exactly, because your brain doesn't like disconnected information. Your brain loves stories, emotions, and pictures. So we're going to use story-based, image-based, and emotion-based learning, not just words, but living language. Let's look at how babies learn vocabulary. Do they study dictionaries? No. Do they write word lists? No. They listen, they watch, they copy, they feel. For example, a baby hears, "Do you want water?" They see a glass, they drink, they feel the cool water. Next time, they remember water, not as a word, but as an experience.
That makes so much sense.
So if you want to learn English vocabulary like a native speaker, stop memorizing and start experiencing. Let's now dive into 6 amazing methods to build vocabulary naturally and powerfully. Method 1, learn words through stories. When you hear a story, you see the situation. Your brain connects emotions, actions, and words. Let me tell you a short story. Quote, Sarah woke up late. She ran to the bus stop. The bus had already left. She was sad. She sat on the bench and waited for the next one. Now let's look at the new words. Woke up, ran, bus stop, already, sad, bench.
I remember all of them, just from the story. I didn't even try to memorize.
That's the magic of story-based vocabulary. Your brain remembers situations, not lists. Method 2, learn words with emotions. Emotions are super powerful in language learning. Let's try this. I'm so excited. Tomorrow is my birthday.
How do you feel?
Happy, excited. It reminds me of my own birthday.
Perfect. Now the word excited is connected to your feeling, not just a definition. This emotional connection helps you remember better and longer.
Method 4, use pictures and imagination. Try this. Close your eyes. Imagine a zebra drinking orange juice with a hat on its head. Can you picture that?
Haha, yes, that's funny.
Now you'll never forget those words. Zebra, orange juice, hat. Our brain loves weird images. Use them to glue new words to your memory. Method 5, use words in real life. Use every new word you learn immediately in your real life. For example, you learn the word window. Don't just say, window equals kanaja. Instead say, I am opening the window. This window is dirty. Close the window, please.
That really helps. I can use my home as my classroom.
Method 5, group words in themes. Don't learn random words, learn them in themes or situations. For example, kitchen vocabulary, plate, spoon, bowl, gas, boil, fry, bathroom vocabulary, soap, towel, bucket, shower, wet, clean. This makes your brain build connections. Method 6, learn words from daily life. What did you do today, Alex?
I woke up, brushed my teeth, made coffee, studied, and came here.
Perfect. So your vocabulary for today includes wake up, brush, toothpaste, mug, study, travel. So here we are, the end of this episode. And you're still here, still listening. That means something. It means you didn't just play this in the background. You showed up. You chose in this moment to invest in yourself. Maybe the world feels a little noisy lately. Maybe life feels overwhelming, confusing, or just plain exhausting. And yet, you carved out this time. You chose to sit with me in this little pocket of peace. And I just want to say, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. You being here is not something I take lightly. Every minute you spend listening is a minute you could have spent anywhere else. So thank you for choosing this space. This space where it's okay to be honest, to be imperfect, to be in progress. As I always say, this podcast isn't about perfection. It's about growth, about becoming, about learning to speak kindly to yourself again, and about remembering that you're never alone in your journey. I hope today's episode sparked something in you, a thought, a feeling, a little whisper that says, I can do this. Even if things are hard, even if the path isn't clear, you can still take that one small step, and then another. And if you're feeling a bit emotional right now, or thoughtful, or just quiet, that's okay. That's good. That means you're present. That means you're growing. That means you're awake to your own life. Sometimes we rush through everything: work, school, goals, scrolling, notifications, and we forget to breathe, to just be. So take a breath with me right now. There, you're here, in this moment, and that's powerful. Before you go, I want to gently remind you, if you found this episode helpful, inspiring, or just comforting in some way, please take a moment to click that like button. It might seem like a small thing, but it helps this podcast reach more people. People who might be struggling in silence. People who need exactly what you just heard. Your one little click could be the reason someone else feels seen today. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, because this isn't just a podcast. It's a journey we're walking together, week after heart. When you subscribe, you're not just getting content, you're joining a community, a place where we celebrate growth, honesty, healing, and hope. And don't forget the notification bell, that tiny little symbol, because life gets busy, and I want to make sure you don't miss the moments that matter. Also, I'd love to hear from you. What stood out to you today? What touched your heart? What's something you're going to take with you from this episode into your real life? Drop a comment below. I read every single one. And your words, they fuel me. They remind me why I do this. They make this feel like more than just a podcast. They make it a real connection. If you're new here, welcome. You're not just a viewer or a listener. You're now a part of this little family we're building. And I'm so glad you're here. If you've been here for a while, thank you for sticking around. Thank you for letting me grow with me. Thank you for showing up, not just for me, but for yourself. Whether you're listening from a small village, a big city, a quiet room, just know this: you are not alone. You matter. Your journey matters. And no matter what you're going through, there's hope. There's always hope. And finally, I want to leave you with this. Be gentle with yourself. You're doing the best you can. And even if you don't feel like it, even if you feel like you're failing or falling behind, you're still trying. You're still here. And that's enough. Growth isn't loud. Healing isn't glamorous. Sometimes growth is quiet. Healing is messy, but it's still beautiful. And you, exactly as you are right now, are worthy of love, care, and kindness. So drink some water, take a walk, call someone you love, and come back here whenever you need a voice to remind you that you're not alone. This has been Emma, and I'll see you, or rather, you'll hear me, in the next episode. Until then, take care of yourself. Keep growing, keep glowing,